Hey, real quick before we dive in, if you're a woman in midlife who's tired of the cliches and ready to live out loud, we're glad you're here.
Because you are definitely in the right place. We're not here to age gracefully, we're here to age boldly. So if you love real talk, big laughs, and the occasional spicy truth bomb, make sure to follow us on TikTok at Spicy Midlife Women for even more unfiltered midlife magic.
Hey, all you spicy ladies out there. Jules and Michele here from Seattle, Washington, the Emerald City, bringing you all kinds of real life stories and no BS conversations that we're going to have right now with all of you. Right, Michele?
Hey, today we are having a conversation too. We are here to help all you midlife women redefine your relationships, ditch those toxic cycles, and reclaim your power one episode at a time.
So let's get into it. Today,
Yeah.
we are going to bring you a little insight, totally ad lib, no notes, nothing like that, regarding the topic of the midlife mindset. And the whole idea behind this is really to gear your mindset towards ours, or really what we're thinking about our podcast and what we're doing.
We've had some people point some things out.
Yes.
We've had people that we have relationships with point some things out. We've had people in our community on social media point some things out. And it just kind of keeps resurfacing and popping up. And when we got the comment on social media, I told Jules, I was like, you know what? I think we need to have a conversation about what midlife is and the mindset surrounding it. Because to me, it's not about the number.
Mhm.
And I think that that's what's happening is people out there get caught up in the number in what is actually midlife. Like
Mhm.
we can cut it out in a box with a cookie cutter or what have you, because it is what it is and that's what it is and that's that. Midlife is
Right.
36.
And, what happens if you're, 42?
And then there's that because we've heard that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm almost 40. Midlife is not 40. I don't consider myself a midlife woman, right?
But a
Uh,
lot of it has to do with where you're at in your life. So if you think about women who are have raised children, maybe they started early with children, maybe they got divorced early, maybe they're raising their kids on their own, maybe they're doing, who knows? They could be 42 years old, they could be 41 years old, they could be 55 years old and they're going through some of these things. And I guess it really doesn't matter. So when I start thinking about like it was just that one comment and then we heard it from somebody else too. To me, it seems like that is a very narrow way of looking at things.
mhm.
Not to throw shade at the narrow people. Oh, I just did.
Jesus. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like you just gotta think differently, and that's where I'm kind of at with
Yeah,
this.
like no shade to be thrown at anybody here. It made me think
Mhm.
really how interesting it is and how much it can bring about in people when they're considered midlife. It is not a bad thing to be considered a midlife woman.
Mhm.
It is not a bad thing to be in your midlife. Now, is menopause and perimenopause and all the things that are associated with mid see, that's where it comes
They
in, and I
suck.
think that it does suck.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, "Oh, well, I have none of those things are happening to
I'm
me,
not
so I'm not."
identifying as a midlife woman. I don't identify that way. I'm not
Oh,
old enough. I don't know.
yeah. So that's where I say I think definitely it is not about the number, it's about the mindset. And to Julie's point, depending on where you're at in life, where you got started with adulting in life is gonna be a dependent factor
Mhm.
also. And I don't know. It just really made me think about things. And I'm 60 years old. I consider myself to be a spicy midlife woman.
Actually, I'm super proud of the fact that I'm a spicy midlife woman.
Yeah.
And I think where a lot of that comes from is you guys, we have been, Michelle talked to you a little bit about our TikTok journey.
Yeah.
We kind of stayed away from it to begin with because we were thinking, oh, the algorithm's weird and
I
it's
was
being
scared of
taken over
it.
by the government, and all this crap.
I was
And,
scared of it.
and yeah, Michelle's scared of it and they wouldn't let her play the music she
I
wanted to
know.
play,
It's just
all this
like kind
stuff.
of frustrating. Yeah.
But you
So
know
I
how
was just
many of
like,
us
"Bleh."
are out there? There are
Yes.
so many of us out there, and there's so many that I see that really probably would love to be in a community that is like-minded, or women who are going through some of the similar experiences that they are anticipating, or maybe they're going through experiences that they can share with other people. But
Absolutely.
isn't that kind of what it's all about? I
Yeah.
mean, being a girl's girl,
Yeah.
and when we were growing up, we didn't have any of this stuff. When I was a mom, when I was in my 30s and 40s, I didn't have shit to work with. I just kind of
Yeah.
figured it out as I went.
I'm described a lot of times as scrappy.
Yeah, I do. I call her Scrappy.
Scrappy, and I think that's part of it though, is at that time in my life when I was, late 30s, going into my 40s, I had to be scrappy, and I was figuring, to your point, Julie, a lot of shit out on my own because there wasn't really a huge internet
Mhm,
presence and platforms of people and podcasting and doctors and research and social media, all these things where we have so much kind of overload. You
mhm.
got to pick and choose where you're gleaning your information from. But we didn't have all
No.
that. So we're learning from observing and other people's situations and listening sometimes to other women. I mean, at that time, I was a Mormon church going individual. So yeah, my social, as far as conversations with women, we weren't talking about the shit going on in marriage and the menopause things with our bodies and all of that stuff. We weren't
Or
doing
even
that.
even, like, raising kids and the problems that you run into. It's more like was I wouldn't say shameful, it's just stuff that people didn't talk about.
Well, and even outside of the churchy thing, anyways, I know I was always like trying to make it seem like everything was good.
Yeah,
We're good,
yeah.
you know, and
Sunshine
you're
and
putting,
roses coming out
yeah,
of her
you're
ass,
kind
yeah.
of putting on that performance and you're keeping that fake smile on your face. This is me. I'm just talking about me. Keeping the fake smile on your face, trying to do the best you can with the kids while figuring all the other shit out in your marriage and all the other shit out in being a working mom outside of the home and doing it, trying to do it somewhat gracefully. And I look back and I was not graceful about it really at all.
Oh my god, I was a hot mess.
I just
Oh, I mean,
with
nobody really could see that part of it, but this is exactly what you're talking about. Think about women in the corporate world, which I am 100% in support of women striving for and achieving everything that they want, whatever dream they want. And if they don't wanna be parents, they don't wanna be moms or whatever,
absolutely
totally their
whatever you
jam,
got to
whatever
do.
they wanna do. There's no judgment about any of that stuff. That wasn't the path that we chose. But when I really step back and think about it, it's like I was trying to be everything to everybody and there wasn't a lot left over. And so, like you were saying, you kind of put on this happy face
Hmm.
where, the 2.5 kids and the dog and the station wagon and okay, that maybe wasn't it.
Caravan. It
The
was the
caravan.
minivan. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, and I'm traveling for work and I'm doing all these things. And it's like, why?
Mhm.
The mindset was just very different on what we felt like we had to
We
achieve.
didn't
And
have time to think about
yeah,
midlife
yeah.
stuff and about ourselves. We barely had time to sleep and eat and breathe.
I recall, like, the first time I ever had a hot flash, I was like, "What is happening to me?" Because nobody talked about it. We didn't have doctors talking about it. It
Yeah.
took me forever to really go and figure out what I needed to do to make it better. It was really bad, but I'm
Mhm.
talking to some man at my kid's school and in the parent teacher night or whatever, and I can feel the beads of sweat on my forehead kind of coming down. I mean, this is like all of a sudden, and I wasn't that old, really. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about it, I really wasn't that old, but I'm like, "Oh, what is happening to me?"
Yeah.
Nobody really talked about it. So, anyway, point being, ladies, is that we want to really identify that this is a movement in a lot of ways where spicy or not spicy or striving to be spicy women who are in midlife, whatever age you are, even if you are, it doesn't matter what age you are, really. We're just saying midlife, over 40. But if you're, 38 and you feel like you're midlife, knock yourself out, you can be a part of our community. It's totally fine. We want to have a place for everybody to feel comfortable and feel safe and feel like they can say what they need to say or ask the questions that they need to ask about whatever topic, how vulnerable, they could potentially be doing that. They know they've got people here who are not gonna, like, roll their eyes at them or, go, "Oh my god, what a stupid question." None of that's gonna happen. I'll slap Michelle if she does it. She would never do that. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, like, so I thought it would be a good conversational thing. Midlife isn't this cookie cutter time in life. On the technical side of it, I don't know if I mentioned this when I saw the comment that midlife is 36, not 56.
Mhm.
I looked up the average lifespan of for a woman in America, and surprisingly, it's 74.
Which
So
just blows my mind because I thought that was, like, the average lifespan for a man, and women are usually higher, you
yeah,
know? I mean, it's obviously an average, so there's one women that are older and women that are younger, but, I mean, I think I'll probably last into my 80s.
it's probably like it's gone down
Yeah,
probably lately. I don't know why, but we can take that part out.
yeah.
Edit that part out.
It's because of all the bad food they're eating and the environment and global warming and, there's not enough water and our Earth. I'm talking about this the way Michelle talked.
Yeah. Well,
The things in our
anyways,
food.
you could put that in there.
Yeah.
We could talk about that, but we'd be here all day. Anyways, I was surprised to find that lifespan was 74. I thought it would be older for women, but either way, it doesn't matter. That's my point being the number doesn't matter.
Mhm.
It's the circumstances in our life. It's the way that we're handling things and moving through things in our life that bring us to midlife, whatever the age. It's those experiences, you might be an empty nester by the time you're 38.
Mhm.
If you had a child at, when you were 18, right? You're 36 and they're flying the coop.
Mhm.
And here you are, an empty nester at, 36, 38 years old.
Yeah, you're going through the same thing that 50-year-olds are going through.
Exactly. So that's a good example of, it doesn't really matter what that number is. It's the experiences that move us through these times in our life where
Mhm.
we're learning how to take care of ourselves again. We're learning how to set boundaries for our sanity and for what feels good.
Mhm.
And, we're learning how to move through it. It's never graceful, but we're learning how to
Yeah.
move through it however we have to have peace within.
Yeah. That's her take on it.
So
I
that's my
like her take.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Midlife is a mindset, it's not a number.
When did you think about yourself was there ever like an epiphany moment or anything where you went, "Shit, I'm in midlife," or "I'm a midlife woman," or was it when you were like, "My knees, my back?" I mean, when do you remember?
It was a bit it's been this journey between 50 and
Me
60.
too.
And it's some of those things, the body is feeling differently, working out feels different, the outcomes are different. I have had to adjust and learn new ways, different things with a lot of stuff. I've lived with sex, with exercise, with health, sleep, so many different things, just self-care, all of it.
Well, you're actually doing some of it now.
Yeah, well,
Not the
yeah.
sex part. I'm
It
talking about you were doing that anyway, but I'm talking about, the
it's just
self-care and
yeah,
all of the things that
yes.
we are talking about. I think that with me, a lot of that was transitional around that divorce time frame because that's when I kind of felt like I was taking control over my life. Now, there's a lot of women in our audience who are not divorced, are happily married, or are with a partner of some kind,
Mhm.
whether you're male or female partner, it doesn't really matter. We're all women, right? And so that is when maybe they're starting to see some of these pivotal changes, or
Yeah.
perhaps they never really experience things the way we do. And some of these things are very foreign concepts to them. So I think taking bits and pieces out of what we're talking about and applying it to your life is probably one of the best opportunities you can have to try to open those horizons or step out of the damn
Yeah.
box. We need to step out of the box that we feel like we were put in.
Mm.
Yeah. So with that in mind, Michelle is really into her TikTok box right now.
What do you mean?
She loves TikTok.
Oh, I do love
Yeah, I do
TikTok.
too.
Yeah, we're over there. Go check us out. It's been a lot of fun. We love the community there, and
So many
yeah,
women.
so many midlife women, Gen X women, all of those things, and they're fun. They're sassy. They're spicy. They're sexy. They're all the things. They're
Mhm.
married. They're divorced. Young, single with kids. They're just like all the things. And yeah, so We are over there on
Yeah.
TikTok. So go follow us on all the
And
socials.
as now you can see, we're going to be on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
We have
YouTube is
old
back.
episodes from when we rebranded that are on YouTube as well. So
Mhm.
there's several, but we definitely will have the little shorts and everything coming out for these episodes on
Yeah.
there now.
So stay tuned
Yeah.
for all those things. Stay tuned for the community. Be in tune for your midlife mindset. And we can't wait to share another episode next week.
That's right.
So until then, everybody,
Be spicy.
stay spicy.
Stay spicy.
Yeah.
Become spicy.
Bye.
Just do the spicy thing. Okay. Later.
Catch the full episode on YouTube and Spotify. Link in bio. Stay spicy, ladies.